All right, well, this is a very exciting time. As many of you have probably heard, we're working on something new and exciting, and today I want to share a little bit more about that with you. The community is something that is incredibly important, and it's the key to everything that we do with Mautic. And so, as many of you know, I'll give you just a bit of background. I've grown up in the open source and CMS worlds. I've had the distinct privilege of working and volunteering in multiple open source communities, and I've been able to see firsthand the power of community. And I've also had the opportunity to see the struggle between community and company and kind of how those two relate. I've seen the benefits and the detriments to all different types of organizational structures, and lately been spending considerable time holding meetings, asking questions, and listening to the answers as it relates to the Mautic community and what we're doing and our organizational structure. And so today I'm eager to share with you the results and the discussions that we've held and the path that we're going to be going forward with in the Mautic community. So one of the things which prompted these various meetings and discussions was a common question, maybe even a concern, which I began to hear repeated with growing sense of frustration in the community and from customers of the Mautic.com service. There was this frustration and this concern, confusion around support for Mautic and Mautic.com users, those users who are subscribed to the allied service provided at Mautic.com. They were unsure where to find answers to their questions and to get support. Was the Mautic community, the forums that we were using, were they only for those self-hosted users, or were they for everyone? Was Slack, the online community where we're chatting in live time, was that available to everyone, or again, just to the community? And I kind of have to admit, it was terribly annoying and it was distinctly frustrating for everyone. But it wasn't just the allied users that were kind of confused and frustrated with all this. The community was getting more and more frustrated. You guys were, I was. What we were finding was there were features that had been made available on Mautic.com and provided by Allied that were not available in the core Mautic installation. Of course, Allied was merely doing what any company in the Mautic community is capable and might do, which was creating a plugin, an integration that would extend Mautic and then making that available to their users on Mautic.com. But of course, everyone was frustrated by that and kind of wondering why they couldn't get access to those same plugin features. And honestly, that bothered me. And it kind of bothered everyone. So this frustration, this kind of confusion was felt by everybody. The community was getting frustrated by the features that were available on Mautic.com, and the customers of Allied were trying to figure out, where do I get support? And that experience for them was not so good. And then there were some additional problems related to potential hindrances to our growth as a community. And the speed at which we would innovate and continue to expand on our incredible platform. And then just honestly, the power of having an open cloud solution, it led me to talking with people. And so I reached out to all sorts of people. I reached out to open source experts, to trusted advisors, and even to many within the Mautic community, those people that have come to be a valuable part of our community, and you know who you are. And again, we're doing this because you are part of what we're doing. And so, as I mentioned, we discussed possible solutions, ways to improve things, and so I am really, really excited to share with you the results of those meetings. So over the next week, Allied and Mautic are going to be joining forces to be a single Mautic brand. This means Mautic.com will be run by Mautic, and they will be providing a cloud-based Mautic installation directly to the community and to others. And this means a simplified user experience for everyone, which I don't know. Can you tell I'm excited about that? That's amazing. So what it means, though, is it's not just support. This means that an improved Mautic product is going to be made available as a result. Those features that were previously just on Mautic.com and just available to Mautic.com users are going to be merged into core and made available to everyone. We're improving the Mautic product, and we're going to be able to do so at a much faster speed and much faster pace. We're going to continue to push the envelope. We can continue to move the horizon of what's possible. So I know there is a lot of questions probably that are going to come up as a result of this, and I certainly want to make sure I answer those. Again, I'm going to attempt to do that now. So if you have questions, feel free to share them, and then I will answer those as they come in. And I'll try to do it quickly, make it really simple so everybody knows exactly what's going on. So let's see what kind of questions we've got. So why is this merger occurring? Okay, I mentioned it just briefly, but just to kind of highlight a couple of the main reasons and a couple of the main values behind kind of merging these two together. Market growth. With the market penetration of, what is it, about 12%, there's an immense opportunity for Mautic, a massive opportunity to leverage the growth engine of Mautic.com, this cloud, open cloud solution, to increase the awareness and growth of the Mautic community, the Mautic brand. Secondly, marketing automation innovation. What we're doing as a Mautic community, it's happening in the open source community, and it's being realized in the SaaS-based adoption on Mautic.com. And by fostering innovation in the community level and then leveraging that on the hosted platform, we can continue to innovate Mautic as a growth platform incredibly fast, way faster than anybody else in the space. It's incredible to see the steps that we take with each of our releases and how much can get accomplished when the community can leverage each other and our abilities and our skill sets to kind of push everything further forward. And then lastly, I think probably brand consistency is a really big issue. It's one that I've struggled with, that we've seen with the Allied brand on how we leverage that, how we share that. Even in the Mautic community, we've had people that are concerned or kind of questioning what does that mean for them, and how does that affect Mautic and the Mautic community. And so because of that massive kind of disconnect between the two, the solutions are really the same now. There's going to be just one solution going forward. We're eliminating that confusion, and we're allowing the best possible user and customer experience from a single point. So next question. Okay, so what will the corporate structure look like, and who will run what? That's a great question. In fact, it's one that always comes up, especially in open source, and I totally get that. So we recognize that any organization does require structure. There has to be something in place, some way in which we're going to run things, either as a community or as an organization, as a company. And so Mautic structure is based entirely on the goal of creating the best marketing automation software and making it available to everyone. So to that end, I'm going to continue to lead the effort with the community to engage developers and users to push this platform to move the horizon of marketing automation in general, and grow the open source solution, the open source product. It's going to always be an open source free product. That will never change. Mautic software is an open source software. Additional team members have been brought on now to address specific client use cases, in particular enterprise, large, big business stuff, and agencies. So people that are managing multiple clients. And these services were going to be combined with what Allied was offering before, the existing cloud service, and then sold as a value add on Mautic.com. So, yep, okay, and there's the question. Will Mautic continue to be open source? Absolutely, yes. It will never change. Mautic will always be a free open source marketing automation platform. And even as we seek to provide additional value to businesses with maybe a more diverse need through add-on services, our core belief is solidly rooted in the philosophy of open source and open philosophy, and that's never going to change. Will the developer community continue to play a vital role in the direction of the solution? Yeah, absolutely. The developer community is central to Mautic. The open source, the community of Mautic is what makes Mautic what it is. Without the community, it's really nothing. For that reason, the open source community is going to play a very integral part in the growth that we have experienced and are going to continue to experience in the future. And that Mautic developer community is going to continue to push the envelope as far as the integrations that we're developing, the ways in which we're expanding on the solution, making it better, improving over what everyone else does. Is this just a way to make money? That's a great question. So I've said it a bunch. I'm going to probably continue to say it because it's really important. We believe in the foundation of our community. It's the community that's propelled this growth. It's the community that's going to continue to propel that growth. So this merger, putting Allied and Mautic together, is not about money. It's about further strengthening the Mautic brand and allowing us the opportunity to provide even more value to a wider segment of people. If we come to look at it like a different way, it's really what we're trying to do is we're trying to expand our use case and expand how we're used. And so the core of Mautic will always be the philosophy of empowering organizations and reaching an audience with an open source solution. Really, honestly, this merger helps to accomplish that even more so by providing our community and users with even more opportunity to connect and share the value of Mautic, so that different organizations in different stages will have the powerful platform that they really need. What will happen to Allied's partner program, and will it change? That's a good question. So we do have an Allied partner program, and that began kind of with a single focus, and that was to provide businesses with an opportunity to extend their brand with a new to the market service that they can then offer to their clients. So we still think those services are really valuable, and we still want to make sure that those partners are expanded on and pushed. But we also recognize that a simplification of the brand will give them a greater, an easier job. It'll make their lives easier in when they try to tell their clients what they're doing. So we absolutely are going to continue a partner program, but it's going to be simpler. So rather than having to try to pitch Mautic and then pitch Allied and then pitch you as a service partner of those different companies or organizations, you can simply say you're a Mautic partner. The automation services in general are hugely in demand. It's such a hot topic these days, and everyone is looking for how they can implement it, how they can use it, but most of them don't have the staff on hand to do that themselves. And so the solution providers, those partners that are providing those services to customers, will find Mautic to be a very simple and easy to use tool through which they can promote their business and grow their business. So the partner program will, in essence, really change in name only and ultimately become even more powerful value add for our partners. So those look like the questions that have come in so far. We'll post those questions and the answers probably in a much cleaner, nicer format than what you've got from me talking. And we'll put those up online. We'll put them both on .org and on .com. So you'll be able to find those and maybe a link to this Hangout. We'll see. Who wants to look at this guy talking? Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm really excited about this because what it does is it allows us to simplify our message, improve our community, and empower people better. And what we're doing is we're doing that through a faster innovated platform and through a better supported and a much cleaner user experience. So I'm excited about it. I'm sure there will be more questions that come up, and if you do have questions, feel free to send them in. You can reach out on the forums now, you can reach out on Slack. Feel free to send in an email. We're going to continue to try to answer any questions that come up. I'm very keen on being open. I'm very, very keen on being transparent about this whole process, because really what we're doing is we're changing the world. We're moving the horizons for people. We're empowering them, we're giving them tools, and we're giving them a way in which they can do things like never before. And so this is just one more way in which we can simplify that and make it cleaner, make it easier, make it an easier pitch for agencies to be able to go out there, to partners to be able to go out there and sell to their customers, and really ultimately provide a much better community for everybody. So thank you for your time, and I'll look forward to talking with you more in the future.